So I've been reading the 1619 Project, right? You know that.
Yeah.
Right? So I'm pretty biased right now.
I know.
Right?
I know.
I'm pretty biased right now.
By
any
means necessary.
But one of the things that has been a paradigm shift for me in just understanding his history of this country has been this concept that there were a certain select of elite white persons that were the founders of this country. Now, I guess if you say they were the ones that came up with the idea based on their position of power and economic control and everything, they were the ones that said, okay, we should do this. It was their ideas. But the actual people who put it in place, the actual people who executed on those positions, who executed on those plans, who did the actual work, blood, sweat, and tears, were African Americans.
Right.
So the 1619 Project premise is basically those were the true founders of this country.
But they don't want us to know that.
That's why critical race theory becomes such an issue in schools. They don't want that to be something that's taught.
And I think, we do have to help people understand there is a distinction between critical race theory and the actual history.
Yeah.
Because critical race theory is attempting to explain why people did what they did. History is based on facts.
Based on facts.
These things happen.
Based on facts.
You can't dispute it. It happened.
But that's the separation of what they want us to understand and what they don't want us to understand.
Right.
Is why it was done.
Right.
Right. The facts don't lie.
No,
right?
they don't.
450 plus years, blacks were enslaved in this country to build and maintain the infrastructure of what we now know is the United States of America.
Yes.
Those are the facts. But the
but
the thing that they want to say, okay, it's not important who actually, gave their blood, sweat, and tears. What's important is the people who had the ideas.
Right.
Right. That this was their grand scheme to build this great country, regardless of how it came about.
Yeah.
Right. It's like the old ends justify the means kind of thing.
Yeah.
Right. So that's the origin of the issue around CRT is what do they want us to understand or what don't they want us to understand? And the only thing it reminds me of is current day Germany. Right? And the reason I say that, here's how I make that connection. United States, when I say we, I mean United States have historically had a position of let's forget so we don't remember.
Yeah.
That's been our position. Understand what I'm saying? Let's forget.
Say that again.
So we don't remember.
See.
Right? Whereas Germany has had the position as it relates to the history of Nazism.
Say it.
Has not been let's forget so we don't remember. It's been let's remember so we don't repeat.
See.
Did I just say something that was mind-blowing?
That's mind-blowing.
I think I just came up with that.
That's something.
You need to write that down.
That's a T-shirt.
But that's the problem. It's like you want a people that have historically been disenfranchised to just say it's okay without you ever
Come on, bro.
manifesting the actual apology. And when I say manifesting, I mean it's like it's a matter of reinvesting in the humanity of blacks.
Right. It's like
You can't walk down the streets of Germany now and not see some type of tribute statue to the Holocaust, right? Because you remember so you don't repeat. But in this country, it's been don't remember.
and
So that we can forget. It's forget so we don't remember. That's remember.
And what do they want you to see? Confederate statues of the people who lost. Come on, bro.
But that's
Come
why.
on, man. Come on.
But
Come on.
Here's the boom, bam, boom.
Boom, bam,
Bam.
Wow.
Bop.
Here we go.
Bada bing.
Bada bop.
Bada bing, bada
Pow.
boom.
Bada bing, bada boom.
It's the long game. That's why I say it's not really about Roe v. Wade. Roe v. Wade is a
No.
pawn. It's just another step where we can return this country. And I know I'm probably going to lose a lot of friends.
That's all right.
Or a lot. I'm
You
just gonna
got
say
me,
it.
man.
I got you.
You got me.
And I love you, man.
I ain't going nowhere.
You ain't going nowhere. That's all I need. All I need is you. We are in a position where the elitists and the rich are trying to hold on to, by any means necessary, to coin a Malcolm X phrase, they're trying to hold on to whatever power they have garnered over the last 400 years, which they are losing incrementally, but yet consistently losing when it comes to this country economically, socially, politically,
Yep.
right? They're losing positions of authority and positions of decision making. So what is the only thing left to do? What has to be done is to recreate periods of pre-Reconstruction in this country where beliefs and systems of supremacy have been divided across state, which equal racial lines. The South versus the North.
Yeah.
Period. That's all there is to it. Because what's going to happen with Roe v. Wade, right? So let's just say what's going to happen with Roe v. Wade. There's going to be a disproportionately affected part of society, minorities, anyone who is seen, quote unquote, as less than desirable, right? They're going to eventually start moving and migrating towards areas of the country, because now it's all left up to the states, right? And this is not just Roe v. Wade. There's a whole lot of other things that are coming down, which we got to stay woke to. They're going to start migrating towards the states and the parts of this country where they don't have opposition to these things, right? And then you have the elitists and supremacists and separatists who are going to migrate towards another part of the country, and the country will be divided just like it was pre-Reconstruction, pre-Civil War.
Right.
Debate me if you want, but tell me why that's not going to be the case.
And then it all still comes back to voting. And I know our younger generations don't, and I don't want to do a broad sweep.
Sweep it.
You know?
Just sweep it, right?
But I
Come on, man.
think the younger people in America, because of their lack of knowledge, don't understand the power of the vote. And in America, that's really all we have right now.
Well, they don't understand.
It's the vote.
Yeah. But I think they don't understand. And this is part of the long game, right? Just call me a conspiracy theorist if you want.
Okay, conspiracy theorist.
Okay, and
Ken Jenkins, a.k.a. conspiracy theorist.
gladly accept it. And you know why? And I'm going to tell you something. This is what's going to get real deep for you.
All right.
You ready? You got your
I'm
oxygen,
ready.
You got your oxygen mask?
It's back here.
As an interracial child, I have had the ability to sit back and deeply explore and understand the differences in the perceptions, mentality, socialism, and perceptions of the races. And so literally, I've had the ability to say, you know what? That's right and that's wrong. I don't care if you're white, black, green, blue, yellow,
Right.
purple.
Yeah.
That's right and that's wrong. You know why? Because I've been treated like that
Yeah.
and it sucked.
Yeah.
And I've been treated like that and it felt good.
Right.
And that was by blacks and that was by whites and that was by everybody.
Right.
So I've had the ability to sit back and say, you know what? From a humanistic perspective,
Yeah.
this is right, this is wrong. Obviously, my position doesn't hold weight for everyone. But as an interracial child, I've had the ability to do that. And that's what I'm saying. This is just so mind-boggling in terms of the long game. That we are being hoodwinked and the wool is being pulled over our eyes if we think that it's all about Roe v. Wade.
Right. Right.
Significant, don't get me wrong.
Right.
Significant. The eliminations of the ability of a woman to make decisions for herself when it comes to her own body, free will now, right?
Yeah.
Taking that away and putting it in the hands of people that have clearly shown the inability to make decisions on the basic stuff.
Right.
The guy, and I'm just talking about Texas.
Yeah.
These guys have not had the ability to make decisions on the basic stuff. We can tell a woman what she can and cannot do with her body, but we can't tell a gun owner to have common sense.
No, in Texas, we say, hey, go get a gun. It don't matter. We're not going to check nothing.
We got a gun
No
problem.
matter how old you are.
We got a gun problem in school. So you know what? Let's throw more guns at
Let's
the
get more
problem.
guns.
Yeah.
Right, right.
So now you take that decision-making authority and put it in the hands of people who clearly, forgive me, if you're an Abbott or you're a Cruz fan, you're not going to like this. But these two gentlemen have clearly shown that they do not have the intellectual capacity to make decisions based on a consideration for humanity.
Well, they own something else.
Yeah.
They own something else.
But you know what? The sad part about it is there's a number of them around this country. That's
Right.
why the state electoral process is so important right now.
It is.
So
It is.
important. I'm a little passionate about it. I'm sorry.
I can tell.
I'm a little passionate. I'm getting.
I can tell.
Anyway,
Wipe
I'm
this
sweating
sweat.
a little bit here.
He fired up. He's
I'm
fired up.
I got 2 daughters,
Hey,
right?
yeah.
And you telling me that, forgive me, all right? I'm just gonna say it. Okay. You telling me that
Say it.
an old white man, right, who has no intellectual understanding of the path of life that I've had to lead and ultimately lead my children in, you telling me they know best for my 2 black daughters?
No,
That's all I'm saying.
they don't. You know. And but I keep coming back to us, the people.
Right.
And I see all these protests going on all over the country. And I know, when I'm looking at this, I'm like, how many of these women voted for Donald Trump in 2016 instead of Hillary Clinton?
But that was the great hoodwink.
But who did the hoodwinking? I'm going to let you say it. I'm not going to say
Trump
it.
did the hoodwinking.
No?
No?
Oh, Lord.
Who did the hoodwinking?
You can edit this.
No, man. Stop. Brother, you need to get out here on this ledge with me. Okay?
These white women did the hoodwinking. Because leading up to that election, all I saw was all the white women, we team Hillary.
But
Then they get in the polls and they voted for Trump.
But
That's what we lost it, bro. That is the unspoken truth.
But was it that they did the hoodwinking, or was it that they were hoodwinked?
They did the hoodwinking.
And who did they hoodwink? Who did they fool?
All the rest of us. Because we say, oh, okay, y'all with us.
Yeah.
And then we get in there and they wasn't with us.
So
And then now, here in 2022, they're shocked that this guy did what he said he was going to do.
yeah, but so my position is kind of like 50-50 with that, right? I agree with you,
Okay.
right? That's what ultimately happened. But I think that it was that they did the hoodwinking, as you put it.
Yeah.
But I think they did it because they were hoodwinked. And the reason they were hoodwinked was because, unfortunately, and I'll call it what it is, people ultimately, when they get into a position of indecision in this country politically, they revert back to what is comfortable to them.
So, what you're saying, and I've said this, white supremacy trumps everything.
Yes.
No pun intended.
Yes.
At the end of the day, the most progressive white person is going to fall on the side of what preserves their privilege.
Yes. Because at the end of the day, it's about surviving.
Okay.
And
Okay.
it's about
I just wanted to make sure I know what you're saying.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Okay.
You picking up what I'm putting down?
Okay.
At the end of the day, what ultimately drives your life-changing decisions are the things that preserve and help you
Your position.
and help you survive.
Okay. Okay.
Unfortunately, that's the evil part of human nature.
Okay.
Right? So you can, what's that old saying? I got white friends. I mean, I've got black friends, right?
Yeah.
You can say all that, but ultimately, when it comes down to, the stuff hitting the fan, so to speak, and it's a decision between I'm going to give up what I've always had in my life
Yep.
to do what's right, or I'm just going to overlook that so that I can maintain everything I've had in my life. People are going to naturally move towards, I'm going to overlook it so that I can maintain. So I think they did the hoodwinking, but they did it because they were hoodwinked, because they believed that ultimately this orange man, was going to somehow present them with an opportunity to maintain positions in their life that they believe. Here's the thing, okay? Get this down.
Okay, I'm right.
Positions in their life that they believe they created for themselves. That somehow it wasn't through the hard work and blood, sweat, and tears of another race of people that they gained those positions. That somehow they did it for themselves. So they didn't want to give it up.
You about to get in trouble.
Yeah, I'm already in trouble. You know what? That's okay.
Ain't no turning back now.
Ain't no turning back.
But then the $1 million question becomes,
okay,
where do we go from here?
I don't know, Mike. This is the
Where do we go? Martin Luther King Jr. posed this question many years ago. Where do we go from here?
I don't know. This is probably interesting enough because I didn't even realize that it would affect me so. But for the first time in my life, I'm probably not optimistic about the outcome of this country.
Well, I've heard people talking about how, certain civilizations only have a certain shelf life, and how this whole democratic experiment in America has kind of reached that point. And maybe that's where we are.
Yeah.
And again, it goes back to what now? What are we going to do now?
I don't know.
Are we going to be the Handmaid's Tale?
I don't know.
I
don't know. It's really for the first time in my life, and I'm not talking about, that my life is so extraordinary, but it's my reality, right? It's my path. It's the path that God put me on.
Yeah.
For the first time in my life, I'm like, wow, I really don't see a positive outcome. I'm concerned for the life that I'm leaving my children. And I'm sorry, that may sound extremist, right? Or some people must say, oh, that's Ken, he's just being dramatic because he wears his heart. No, I am concerned for my children and the world that we are leaving them.
And so are they.
Yeah.
Which is why they're doing what they're doing.
Yeah. Yeah, I had to talk with my youngest daughter the other night. We were talking about this because one of the things I said to her, I was like, I'm really, really hoping, and I get it, like I said before, so a part of me gets it because they've had me as a dad, and they probably get tired of hearing stuff. Probably get tired of hearing stuff. But I'm like, sweetie, I'm really trying to make sure that you understand the impact of the time that you're living in right now. Right? This is, every science fiction book I've read, movie I've watched, every conference I've gone to, anytime there's been a theory of going back and changing history, it's never ended well.
No.
Never.
Back to the Future.
There you go. Right? Michael J. Fox put it completely.
Some of these people don't probably know what that is. If you don't, go watch it.
Go watch it. But my point is, it's never, ever worked out well.
No, because when they always go back in the movies, the first thing they tell people, don't change nothing.
Don't change nothing because then you wipe out
Because
the
you're going to
past.
screw up
You're
everything.
going to screw up everything.
Don't do it.
But that's exactly what we are living through here. June 24th, 2022. We are living through a Back to the Future type change in historical events.
Yep.
And somehow we don't think that that's going to jack up the future.
Dude, we're going to be picking cotton.
Stop.